It certainly exceeded our expectations. First of all, attendance. Our attendance this year is 40% higher than it has ever been. Suppliers, we've got more suppliers than we've ever had. Attitudes from the members and suppliers has just been phenomenal. It's been just a tremendous success on all levels. There's been a lot of contribution from the Trib side, a couple of them from a supplier standpoint. 40% of Trib's business is furniture, where it's only about 20% of our business. So what's happened is they've got a lot of suppliers that we didn't have. So rather than have maybe 8 or 10 furniture suppliers, we have a whole ballroom of furniture suppliers in there. So that's really a win-win for everybody. We've got some suppliers that they didn't have. They've got suppliers that we didn't have. So the members across the board win, whether they're retail or whether they're RTO. It's been a great addition for everybody. And then kind of conceptually, what we're after is we want to be able to be the source. If you notice, everything in our name ends in source, whether it's brand source or sleep source. We want to be the source for everything that a consumer needs, whether it's retail, whether it's rent to own. We want to be able to provide for all customers out there. So Trib fills that gap for us where we were missing, where we had no RTO presence. Trib fills that gap for us better than anybody in the industry.
Well, AVB is the world's largest buying organization. They sold more than $11 billion worth of goods and services last year, and for us, this is the nirvana. We're at the top of the tops. There's nothing on that floor that has an electrical plug that you can't access through this program. And in fact, our members were writing orders at such a frenetic pace yesterday that we turned in the single largest first day of convention that we've ever experienced. And by aligning ourselves with AVB, we bring for them a missing component to their puzzle, and that was access to RTO dealers. And there are a number of vendors in the industry, in the consumer electronics, appliance, and furniture industry, who want access to our members and who can offer to them services and pricing programs that are just spectacular.
Obviously, because the RTO business is a little bit different than the retail business, they brought some very interesting suppliers, whether it's gaming, whether it's jewelry, whether it's wheels. Certainly something that we're not used to, which has kind of created a whole new aura for this show. You get a lot of people walking around that have never seen this stuff on a show floor. So it's created a lot of excitement. The demographics of consumers is shifting. As our population gets older, people are looking for more help me rather than do it yourself. Okay, box stores are very geared toward do it yourself. So now as we go into this new demographic area where customers are looking for help me with stuff, it just suits the independent, because that's what the independent's good at, servicing the consumer. Better product knowledge, better delivery, better service. It really plays well into what we do. So I look at it as we as independents are basically on the threshold of a lot of very successful years to come.
If you're trying to make a decision about where to buy, we think that when you buy billions of dollars, such as AVB or competitive buying groups do, that they're both fine organizations and they offer many member benefits that are probably very similar to one another. What we're hoping is the tiebreaker is that if all things are equal, if the Trib Group can provide members or prospective members with an even and level playing field so that the member won't think or won't believe that they can buy better outside the Trib Group, what we're hoping the tiebreaker will simply be the association with all of us. I've long lived with the belief that if you're not working for one of the public companies, and you are an independent RTO dealer and you're not a member of Trib, you need to give it a strong look, because you're not buying as well as you could be if you were a Trib member.
Everybody from the Trib side and the RTO side has brought a new expertise to our group, and I think it's just going to grow and grow and grow and become more and more important.
I think the thing that brought me to Trib was the fact that Trib kind of caters to the rent-own industry. They know our needs and desires, and they have a team of people that are trying to accomplish the goals to help us. This is my first Trib show, and I've just been blown away. We had what was called a hot show, and that was where about 15 or 20 of the dealers here had specials on items, and you had a very limited time to grab them, and some of them had just quantities on them, but that was incredible and fun, and that was my first experience at a hot show. the other programs that some of the distributors and dealers have offered have just been too good to pass up. And the cash is flowing here, and it's a lot of fun also. Some of the deals that we made were just incredible. I had just bought 50-inch Hitachi TVs, plasmas, before I came. I paid $1,279 a piece. I bought the same model here from a Trib vendor for $849, plus I got $200 cash for the first 6 TVs that I got, netted it down to $649 for a 50-inch Hitachi TV. Unbelievable, and of course I bought those, yes. Yes, they're giving money back, checks back. It just depends on who you're dealing with and how they're doing it. Or it can be taken off of your invoice also, so, yeah.
How does that work for you? How much cash back do you get to walk away with?
Well, at the current time, and I've only been here a day, I think I've got about $6,000, and that's checks. I took it in checks, so I couldn't deposit it. So anyway, after you make the purchase on specific items, they'll have either $100 back, it could be $10 back, it could be $200 back, depending on the price and the cost of the item. And then you just take that purchase order to the quick cash area and they write you checks. And you take the check and you hope it's good now. I got involved with Trib as an invitation to attend the meeting of the minds. It was in Atlanta back in October. I took 3 of the vice presidents of my company and I said, hey, let's go down there and talk with some people who are facing the same dilemmas and problems, and let's see if they have different answers and solutions. And it was an incredible thing, and we found that everybody was so open and willing to share information in every aspect of just running the business, whether it was how they handled the workman comp claim, hiring practices, training practices, buying practices. So it just seemed like something I needed to belong to. And the people are close. And there's always an open invitation to visit any of their locations or to contact any of them on the phone. And after going to the meeting of the minds, of course, I joined Trib, and then I found out we got even closer because we were buying from the same people, and it's been a fun experience and a rewarding one also.